The sun set over the desolate city of Haven, casting long shadows across the rubble-strewn streets. Only a few months ago, the city had been bustling with life, but now it was a wasteland, overrun by the undead. The zombie apocalypse had begun suddenly and violently, leaving few survivors. In a small apartment on the edge of town, a group of survivors huddled together. Sarah, a former nurse and the group's de facto leader, looked out the window, her heart heavy with the knowledge of the horrors that awaited them once darkness fell. "We need to move tonight," she whispered to the group. "The food is running low, and we can't stay here any longer." Her companions nodded, their faces grim. Tom, a firefighter, Lisa, a teenager who had lost her entire family, and Mark, a mechanic whose skills had kept their vehicle running. As the last light faded, they gathered their meager supplies and prepared to leave. The plan was to head to the military outpost, rumored to be a safe haven, but it was miles away through territory crawling with zombies. The night was eerily quiet, the usual sounds of the city replaced by the distant moans of the undead. Moving silently, the group made their way through the darkened streets. Every shadow seemed to hide a potential threat. Every noise made their hearts race. Suddenly, a scream pierced the silence. It was Lisa. She had stumbled over a body that wasn't quite dead. The creature grabbed her leg, its milky eyes filled with hunger. Tom and Mark rushed to her aid, but more zombies were closing in, drawn by the noise. "Run!" Sarah shouted, pulling Lisa free. They sprinted through the maze of streets, the undead horde hot on their heels. They found temporary refuge in an abandoned warehouse. Barricading the doors, they caught their breath, but the reality of their situation was grim. Tom had been bitten in the struggle. He looked at Sarah, a silent understanding passing between them. "I'll stay here and hold them off," Tom said, his voice steady despite the fear in his eyes. "You all have to keep moving." "We can't take any chances," one of the soldiers said. "Prove you're not infected." Sarah stepped forward, showing her unblemished arms. "Please, we just want to live." After a tense moment, the gates creaked open and they were allowed inside. The nightmare wasn't over, but they had found a glimmer of hope. Inside the fortified walls, they joined others who had survived the apocalypse, determined to rebuild and fight back against the darkness that had engulfed their world. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel